Hey guys, it's Godbars here, the self-proclaimed hip-hop historian, and this is the 453rd episode of my series, where I grab a vinyl from my collection, talk about why I love it, what influence it has, and what its place is in the grand scheme of hip-hop. So this is the third time that we're discussing one of the most iconic rapper-producer duos to ever grace the genre, Eric B. and Rakim, who first appeared on the channel when I covered arguably the most important album in the history of hip-hop, their 1987 debut, Paid in Full, which I followed up a bit later when I reviewed their final LP, 1992's Don't Sweat the Technique, both of which I'll leave links for down below in the description. Today we're going to split the difference between those two classics with their 1988 sophomore album, Follow the Leader, which took all the formative elements that came from the debut and sharpened them up a bit, proving they weren't interested in just releasing one game-changing project and then calling it quits. Rakim went on to have a myriad of solo projects following his departure from Eric B., my personal favorites being 1997's The 18th Letter and 1999's The Master. And while he had a pretty good long gap without putting out any material, he did release a full-length LP a couple years ago, followed by an EP this last year, but understandably it doesn't quite capture the same energy that these first few Eric B. and Rakim projects do, which is mainly just due to the general cultural shift and really isn't specific to them at all. I actually think you could make a pretty strong case that Follow the Leader improves on just about every aspect of Paid in Full, but I think it's kind of an Illmatic and It Was Written type of situation, where even though the debut was rightfully put on a pedestal due to the sheer influence and impact it had on the genre, the follow-up is arguably of higher quality when it comes solely to the content, though obviously it's pretty much impossible to actually separate the context from the art. This LP is also marginally more jazzy than the first one, not to mention Rakim wrapping circles around literally everyone else in the game at the time, and one of my favorite examples of that comes through the track Microphone Fiend, which Raw kicks off spitting, "I was a fiend before I became a teen. I melted microphone instead of cones of ice cream. Music orientated, so when hip-hop was originated, fitted like the pieces of a puzzle, complicated. Cause I grabbed the mic and tried to say yes, y'all. They tried to take it, say that I'm too small, cool. Cause I don't get upset, I kick a hole in the speaker. Pull the plug, then I jet. Back to the lab, without a mic to grab, so then I add all the rhymes I had. One after the other one, then I make another one. To this, the opposite, then ask if the brother's done. I get a craving like I fiend for nicotine, but I don't need a cigarette, know what I mean. I'm raging, ripping up the stage, and don't it sound amazing cause every rhyme is made and thought of, cause it's sort of an addiction. Magnetized by the mixin', vocals, vocabulary, your verses you're stuck in. The mic is a Drano, volcanoes erupting, rhymes overflowing, gradually growing. Everything is written in the cold so it can coincide. My thoughts to guide, 48 tracks to slide. The invincible microphone fiend Rakim spread the word cause I'm in EFFECT, a smooth operator operating correctly. Eric B. and Raw handled all of the insane production here by themselves as usual, at least when it comes to who's listed on the credits. And as for the tracks I want to recommend as honorable mentions, I'm gonna go with Put Your Hands Together, To the Listeners, No Competition, The R, and Musical Massacre. Then for my overall top 3 favorites, I'd have to narrow it down to the title track, Microphone Fiend, and lyrics of Fury. Thank you for watching my 453rd video. Next time we have another pretty overdue 2000s classic, so check in for that one. And if you enjoyed, be sure to like, subscribe, let me know what your favorite songs off this golden age classic are. Don't forget to have a great day, and I'll see you next time, okay? Alright.